Kandia with Kandia Haynesworth Designs. Thank you so much for joining in today. I wanted to give you a quick tutorial on how to embroider on Grosgrain ribbon. Okay, and so I pretty much embroider on fabric, obviously, to make ribbon for the ensembles. But today I am using the Grosgrain ribbon, and I wanted to show you exactly how this is done. Okay, so for starters, I am using a 3.5 inch wide ribbon, and on the back of it I have stabilizer. I have a fusible stabilizer. Okay, and those of you who are a bit nervous about applying heat to your ribbon, you can also use a spray, but you don't want to spray the ribbon itself. You want to spray the stabilizer and then apply it to the ribbon. Now, as you can see, the stabilizer is a bit shorter than the ribbon itself. Okay, and that's because you just want to make sure that it's stabilizing the ribbon once you put it on your ensemble, regardless to what kind of ensemble it is. This will give your ribbon a nice crisp finish when the embroidery is complete. Okay, and so I am also going to apply this by floating this. So I'm not going to hoop it, I'm just going to float it to the embroidery frame. And I am using a tearaway stabilizer. Okay, so I have tearaway stabilizer already on the frame of the embroidery, and I am going to use a spray adhesive, just apply on the back here and then turn it over and then press like so. First, you want to determine the placement of your embroidery, and so my embroidery is going to be here. All right, now there's 3 ways that you can determine where your embroidery will occur, and so you can use your tack down trace out line, which is on all embroidery machines. And if you have this embroidery machine, which is the Entrepreneur Pro by Brother, the PR1000E, you can use your camera, or you can use placement tape. All right, now today I am going to be using all 3. All right, and now I like to use the placement tape not only to determine where the embroidery placement will occur, but how long the embroidery placement, or how wide the embroidery will be as well. And so I'm going to put this on the hoop. My personalization is already uploaded, and then I'm going to get started. Okay, but before I get started, I'm just going to let the machine tell me exactly where this embroidery will occur. Okay, so for starters, I already have the personalization uploaded to my embroidery machine. Now, if you direct your attention down below, you're going to see the trace outline that are on embroidery machines. And those of you who do not know where the trace outline button is, that button or that icon is going to look like this. It's going to be that button right there. Okay, and so what's going to happen is it's just going to trace an outline of where the embroidery is going to occur on your garment. Okay, so before we get started, I want you to direct your attention to the embroidery hoop. You notice that there's a little bit space here, and then there's a lot of space here. So this is an indication that I do not have this ribbon centered in the middle of this embroidery hoop. Okay, otherwise it would be equal space here and here. But because it's off, I know that I have this ribbon placed much lower down towards the front, rather, of the embroidery hoop. Now, if you direct your attention here, you can see that this embroidery, let me just get my pointer so my fingers don't block it. This, if you can see my pointer, you can see that the hoop size, right, that I'm using, but look at where the personalization is. That is not going to match up to the hoop, because as I showed you before, the ribbon is much closer, and so this design needs to be lowered. Okay, so now that we lowered it, we are much closer to where we need to be. And now when I press the trace outline, it's going to indicate where this embroidery would occur. So I'm going to press, and then direct your attention here. And you see how it's giving me a clear indication to where this embroidery is going to occur. Okay, but this machine is a wonderful machine. And so what it will do is it's going to show me by scanning the ribbon and the placement tape, and it's going to show me where this personalization is going to take place. All I have to do is press the icon with the camera on it, tell it to go for it, and it's going to begin scanning it. And so, okay, it's still scanning. All right, and so if you direct your attention there, you can see, let's see, where the embroidery will take place. Now, if you see my placement tape, that is not really where I want the embroidery to be, so that gives me the opportunity to replace my embroidery, which I have done so, and now I am ready to embroider. Before I embroider, I'm going to remove the placement tape because I already know now where it's going to be. Okay, so we are on the last letter of this personalization on this ribbon, and it just adds a nice touch to your ensembles. And so this could really make a wonderful accessory to your ensembles, especially if you use fabric that is coordinating with the contents of your ensemble. However, I really like to use the ribbon and the fabric tape because it has a finish to it. Okay, now if you are going to use fabric, you either want to make sure that you finish the edges by using some hemming tape, or you can sew it all together, or you can use fray check. Only that sometimes fray check stains, so you want to be careful with that. But other than that, we are all done. Okay, and so this was an easy peasy project. And once again, this can also add value to your ensembles as well, okay? And so, you know, that's all I have for you today. I thank you so much for joining in on this quick tutorial. I decided to do this at the very last minute because I am actually working on an ensemble, and I am up to this part. And so I thought that this would be the golden opportunity to provide another quick tutorial for you while I am working. So I'm kind of multitasking here. But once again, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining in. You can find me now on Instagram at Kandia Haynesworth. Come join me on Facebook at KandiaHaynesworth.com. You can also join me in the group Embroidery Boss. If you are an embroidery hobbyist or an embroidery business owner, you must answer those 3 questions if you want to get into the group. Okay, now I host this group, and I am the only person that allows members in or out. And so if you just apply without answering these questions, then your status will remain pending and ultimately result in being deleted. And so it's just 3 simple questions. I just want to kind of wean out the regular public because, you know, we are business owners and we are hobbyists that are transitioning into business, and you know, we just share, you know, secret things that we don't want our customers or even family members and friends that we're giving gifts to know. And so for the most part, that's the criteria to be in this group. Once again, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining in. Once again, the ribbon I'm using was a wide ribbon. It's called Grosgrain. You can find Grosgrain ribbon anywhere. And the placement tape, I actually sell this placement tape, but you have to contact me directly. All right, it's $7.99 a roll. It does include shipping and handling, and it does come in 4 colors, which are yellow, white, pastel pink, and this nice green. I got some stuff on it right here. So I thought I'd let you see what the finishing bow looks like, and if I can hold it up for you without it falling apart on me. Let's see. It's very cute. This is going to add such a nice addition to the ensemble, and regarding the in regards to the wow factor, the bow itself is absolutely adorable, especially with the personalization and the die cut. Now this tag is actually the tag for the to and from, okay, and so the giver will write their name on it and then who it's from, or maybe they could just write to the baby's parents or the baby's mom, or you know, that kind of thing, whatever they want to do. I also sell these die cuts in an assorted pack. All right, and so you can get them. They are 12 for $5.99, and it is 99-cent shipping and handling. And so they measure 5 inches high. Okay, and so these are not the little tiny ones that you see on some of the other Etsy stores and so forth. So they're really cute, and they come blank, okay, but they will be an assorted color. So if you order, let's say if you want the pink set, you will get an assortment of pinks, okay? It's not like one solid pink or something like that. You will get an assortment of pinks, and then you can decorate it any kind of way that you want to. If you get blue, you'll get an assortment of blue and so forth. And so you know, I just wanted to really show you, though, basically the ensemble itself is going to be, you know, magnificent, and this is definitely going to be the finishing touch to the wow factor that has already been created. That's all I have for you today, and it is for real this time. I'm out of here.